We're living in an age of non-stop chaos, aren't we? Our minds feel less like our own and more like battlefields, constantly under assault from endless news cycles, personal crises, and that nagging pressure to just keep up. So why do some people seem to thrive in all this, while the rest of us feel like we're about to crumble? What if the key to an unbreakable mind wasn't some modern secret, but an ancient code? Almost 2,000 years ago, one of the most powerful men in the world, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, was at the helm of an empire being torn apart by plagues and constant war. He faced challenges that would break most people today. But he didn't face them with brute force. He faced them with 5 simple mental principles. These are the forgotten rules for mastering your own thoughts and building real, unshakable resilience. This is the Emperor's code for an unbreakable mind. Alright, the first rule is the bedrock for all mental strength. It's a simple, but profound, way of dividing the world into 2 spheres: what's in our control, and what's not. Your thoughts, your judgments, your choices, your actions, these are yours to command. Everything else, the opinions of others, the traffic, the stock market, whether it rains tomorrow, that's all outside of your control. The philosopher Epictetus, who was a huge influence on Marcus Aurelius, put it plainly: the chief task in life is to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. Think about it. Most of our anxiety, frustration, and suffering comes from one fundamental mistake. We waste our energy trying to command the things we can't, while we completely neglect the one domain we actually rule, our own mind. You can't control if someone criticizes you, but you absolutely can control whether you let that criticism define you. You can't control a sudden recession, but you can control how you adapt, how you budget, and where you put your effort. Imagine your energy is a finite resource. Every second you spend worrying about things you can't influence is a second you've stolen from improving the things you can. The modern world is practically a fire hose of things designed to get a reaction out of you: a provocative social media post, a rude comment, a news headline engineered for outrage. The unbreakable mind doesn't play that game. It just asks one simple question: can I control this? If the answer is no, it saves its energy. Now, this isn't about being passive. It's the opposite. It's about directing your full power where it will actually make a difference. As Marcus Aurelius himself wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the first step. Build your fortress on the ground you own. Your inner world is your kingdom. Rule it. Rule number 2 is about dismantling the very machine that creates our own suffering. The Stoics understood a critical truth: events themselves don't disturb us. Our judgments about those events do. An event, on its own, is neutral. It's just a fact. It's the story we tell ourselves about that fact that gives it the power to break us. Imagine you lose your job. The event itself is just the end of your employment. But the judgments rush in immediately, don't they? I'm a failure. I'll never find another job. My life is over. That is what creates the panic and despair. The event was just a change of scenery. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Think about how revolutionary that is. It means that in the tiny space between something happening and you feeling an emotion about it, there's a moment of choice. A moment where you can challenge the automatic, and often catastrophic, story your mind spits out. An unbreakable mind is a trained mind. It learns to hit pause in that critical moment. When something negative happens, it doesn't just accept the first story. It acts like a detective. It separates the raw data, the event, from the opinion. It asks, what actually happened here? And then, what's the most rational and useful way to look at this? To be clear, this isn't about toxic positivity or pretending a bad situation is good. It's about objective reality. Losing your job is a real challenge. It is not, however, objective proof that you're a failure. It's an opportunity to reevaluate, to learn, and to find a new path. It's seeing the difference between a fact and a feeling. This rule makes you the author of your emotional life, instead of just a reactor. By challenging your initial judgments, you strip events of their power over you. You realize that while you can't control the world, you have absolute control over the meaning you give it. In that control, you'll find an unshakable freedom. This brings us to Rule 3, which is all about protecting your most valuable asset, your focus. Our attention is the currency of the modern age, and believe me, everyone is trying to steal it. The Stoics knew that a scattered mind is a weak mind. A mind pulled in 1,000 different directions by notifications, fleeting impulses, and the endless scroll is simply incapable of deep thought or sound judgment. As Marcus Aurelius put it, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and the quality of your thoughts depends entirely on what you let occupy your mind. Building an unbreakable mind means you have to become a fierce guardian of your attention. It means understanding that what you focus on literally shapes your reality. If you're constantly consuming negative news, outrage-driven content, and mindless gossip, your mind will become a reflection of that chaos, anxious, cynical, and unfocused. But if you deliberately point your attention toward learning, solving problems, and things that actually matter to you, your mind becomes clear, effective, and resilient. This isn't just about avoiding distractions, it's about intentional engagement. It's choosing to do one thing at a time, and do it fully. When you're working, work. When you're with your family, be present with them. Don't let your mind be in one place while your body is in another. That split creates a state of constant inner conflict and exhaustion. Marcus Aurelius advised himself to act with purpose. In your actions, don't procrastinate. In your conversations, don't confuse. In your thoughts, don't wander. This is a command to be deliberate. Ask yourself throughout the day, is this use of my attention serving my goals? Treat your attention like a spotlight. You control where it shines. You can let it be jerked around by every flicker in your peripheral vision, or you can hold it steady on what truly matters. An unbreakable mind is a focused mind. It chooses its target and holds it. Your life is ultimately the sum of what you pay attention to. Choose wisely. Rule 4 is about becoming the gatekeeper of your mind. The Stoics used the term impressions for the flood of thoughts, ideas, and sensations that constantly wash over us. An impression could be an urge to buy something you don't need, a flash of anger at another driver, or a sudden wave of self-doubt. The untrained mind accepts these as direct orders. The unbreakable mind treats them as invitations, and it knows it doesn't have to accept everyone. Marcus Aurelius saw the mind as a fortress, and the fortress is only as strong as its guards. Your reason and your judgment are those guards. Their job is to stop every impression at the gate and ask, is this true? Is this useful? Is this in line with my values? Does this serve me, or does it enslave me? Think about that feeling of envy when you see someone else's curated success on social media. That's an impression. The untrained mind lets it right in, where it turns into resentment and feelings of inadequacy. The trained, stoic mind stops it at the gate. It examines it. Is this envy useful? No. Does comparing my real life to their highlight reel help me? No. Then it can dismiss the impression and refocus on its own path, or maybe even turn that envy into inspiration. This process creates a crucial buffer between a stimulus and your response. It's the difference between reacting impulsively and responding with wisdom. When someone insults you, the impression is the sting of their words. The impulsive reaction is to insult them back. The considered response is to pause, recognize the impression for what it is, just an opinion from another person, and choose a course of action that aligns with your character. This isn't about suppressing thoughts, it's about interrogating them. Marcus Aurelius taught that we have to strip things bare and see them for what they really are, without the dramatic stories we add on. When you feel a wave of anxiety, don't just drown in it. Stop. Look at the thought that's driving it. Question it. Is it based on reality or a catastrophic fantasy? By dissecting your impressions, you rob them of their emotional power over you. You're no longer a puppet of your fleeting thoughts. You're the one pulling the strings. Final rule is the North Star that guides all the others. An unbreakable mind isn't just strong for the sake of being strong. It's strong in the service of a higher purpose, living a good life. For the Stoics, this meant living a life of virtue. This wasn't some preachy concept. It was a practical set of 4 key qualities: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Wisdom is the ability to see the world clearly, to know what's good, bad, and indifferent. It's what you get from applying the first 4 rules. Justice is about treating others with fairness and kindness, recognizing our shared humanity. Courage isn't the absence of fear, but acting the right way even when you're afraid. Temperance is self-control, mastering your desires and impulses in favor of your long-term well-being. Every single day presents you with countless choices between your impulse and virtue. The impulse is to take the easy way out. Virtue is to do what's right. The impulse is to gossip. Virtue is to maintain your integrity. The impulse is to chase short-term pleasure and avoid discomfort. Virtue is to embrace challenges that actually lead to growth. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of this, writing, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This is a call to action. Stoicism isn't a philosophy for abstract discussion. It's a blueprint for living. The strength you're building is meant to be used for your own good and for the good of your community. An unbreakable mind without a moral compass is just a tool for selfishness. But a mind fortified by these principles and guided by virtue becomes a force for good. It creates stability not just for you, but for everyone around you. When you face a tough decision, the question is no longer, what do I want to do? But, what is the virtuous thing to do? This final rule gives all the others their meaning. You focus on what you control so you can act with virtue. You separate events from judgments to respond with justice and wisdom. You direct your attention to focus on what's truly important. You filter your thoughts to act with courage and temperance. This is the ultimate goal, and it's the only one that leads to a truly unbreakable mind and a deeply fulfilling life. These 5 rules aren't a quick fix. They're a lifelong practice. This was the training regimen Marcus Aurelius used to lead the Roman Empire through plague, war, and personal tragedy. And this ancient code is now your code. It's a timeless blueprint for building an inner citadel, a fortress in your mind that can't be broken by the chaos of the outside world. Real strength isn't avoiding difficulty. It's the ability to face whatever comes your way with courage, grace, and a calm spirit. The power to build this is already inside you. It's in your power to choose your thoughts, direct your focus, and act with purpose. Start today. Just pick one rule. Practice it. The journey to an unbreakable mind begins right now, with a single, conscious choice. If this ancient wisdom resonated with you, subscribe and join us for more lessons on building a stronger mind. Let us know in the comments which of these 5 rules you're going to start with.